Hello dear students, let us continue the discussion on second NEET model question paper, that is second model question paper on NEET and its second part. In the previous video from the second model question paper, I discussed up to 120 questions, that is from 90 to 120, 30 questions I have completed. And rest of the questions I am continuing in this video. So 121 question number. From the following list, select the first action that phytochrome seems to have in causing a developmental effect in a plant. Open calcium channels in the cell membrane, activate G protein, convert GTP to cGMP, activate specific genes. So what is the answer for this question? Here the phytochrome, it is light sensitive pigment and this is related to the activation of G protein. What is the meaning of G protein? These are the proteins which are able to bind guanosine. Guanosine binding proteins are called G protein, and in the plants they help to open calcium channels. But all this is initiated with the activation of G proteins. ಮೊದಲು G proteins activate ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ ಚಾನಲನ್ನು ಸೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. So that the first action that phytochrome seems to have in causing a developmental effect in plant is option B, activates G protein. Then what happens once the G proteins are activated? See, the G proteins are activated by phytochrome and these in turn open calcium channels and convert guanosine triphosphate to guanosine monophosphate, and calcium binds calmodulin, and calcium calmodulin and cGMP turn on specific genes. Then what is this calmodulin? The calmodulin is nothing but calcium modulated protein, and this is multifunctional intermediate calcium binding messenger protein expressed in all eukaryotic cells. And finally both of them are executing in the expression of specific genes. So the first action of phytochrome in the plants is activating G proteins. So the answer is option B. Then coming to the next question. In humans, the hormone testosterone enters the cells and binds to specific proteins which in turn bind to specific sites on the cell's DNA. These proteins probably act too. Options are: help RNA polymerase transcribe certain genes, alter the pattern of DNA splicing, stimulate protein synthesis, unwind the DNA so that its gene can be transcribed. About which hormone the question is given? The hormone given is testosterone. It is nothing but male sex hormone, the major androgen secreted in the body of the males responsible for secondary sexual characters. What is the question? ಏನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ? The testosterone enters the cells, cell ಒಳಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತದ and binds to specific proteins which in turn bind to specific sites on the cell's DNA. ಎಂಟರ್ ಆದಂಥ ಟೆಸ್ಟೋಸ್ಟಿರೋನು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ? ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ DNA ಸೈಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ DNAಕ್ಕೆ ಬೈಂಡ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಬೆಬಲಿ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್? ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ದ RNA ಪಾಲಿಮರೇಸ್ transcribe certain genes, because the testosterone is responsible for the secondary sexual characters in males. So this is helping in the transcription of male specific genes which are responsible for male characters. So the answer is option A. Then, which of the following is not true for oxidative phosphorylation? It uses oxygen as the initial electron donor. It involves the redox reactions of electron transport chain. It involves an ATP synthase located in the inner mitochondrial membrane. It depends on chemiosmosis. So which one is not true for oxidative phosphorylation? So here I have mentioned with respect to oxidative phosphorylation. It is a process in which ATP is formed as the transfer of electrons from NADH to FADH to then to oxygen by a series of electron carriers, and this process which takes place in the mitochondria is the major source of ATP in aerobically respiring organisms. Oxidative phosphorylation, this particular process is the last step in aerobic respiration. Glycolysis, Krebs cycle and the terminal oxidation or the oxidative phosphorylation. Finally, the oxygen which is consumed or inhaled into the body cells through the inhalation process, it is finally undergoing phosphorylation for the production of ATP. Therefore, the oxygen ille initial electron donor agudula. It is formed as a result of transfer of electrons from NADH or FADH to the oxygen. Electron ಅನ್ನು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತದ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ. It involves redox reactions of electron transport chain. It involves an ATP synthase located in the inner mitochondrial membrane. It depends on chemiosmosis. So all the three statements are correct except the first one. This is not true regarding oxidative phosphorylation. Then coming to the next one. Consumption of which one of the following foods can prevent the kind of blindness associated with vitamin A deficiency? With respect to vitamin A deficiency, ಈ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆ ಡೆಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿನ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? ಫ್ಲವರ್ ಸವರ್ ಟೊಮ್ಯಾಟೊ, canola, golden rice, BT, brinjal. The answer for this question is golden rice. It is genetically modified rice containing the beta carotene molecule. Why the color is golden? The normal rice color is white. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಬೀಟಾ ಕೆರೋಟಿನ್ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರಿಚ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೀಟಾ ಕೆರೋಟಿನ್. ವಿಟಾಮಿನ್ ಎಕ್ಕೂ ಬೀಟಾ ಕೆರೋಟಿನ್ಗೂ ಏನು ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಅದ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ವಿಟಾಮಿನ್ ಎ ಡೆಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ. ದ ವಿಟಾಮಿನ್ ಎ ಡೆಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಲೀಡ್ಸ್ ಟು ನೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್. ಆ ವಿಟಾಮಿನ್ ಎ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಯಿತು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Vitamin A precursor molecule is the beta carotene. The beta carotene molecules are the precursor molecules for the synthesis of vitamin A. So beta carotene ಅನ್ನು ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ and that prevents the night blindness. Golden rice is rich source of beta carotene. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ರೈಸನ್ನು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರೈಸ್ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಬಾಡಿಗೆ ಬೀಟಾ ಕೆರೋಟಿನ್ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಿಂಥಸಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಎ. ಸೊ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ರೈಸ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಬೈ RDNA technology. It is genetically modified crop plant produced as a result of genetic engineering. ಸೊ ದ ನೈಟ್ ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ನೆಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಎ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಈ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ರೈಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ರೀಜನ್ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಂಡೇಂಜರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೀಜನ್, ದ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೀಜನ್, genetic diversity present in the dominant species of the region, species endemic to the region. What is biodiversity? Occurrence of variety of life forms. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾದು ನಾವು ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಎಷ್ಟು ವೆರೈಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಅವ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ರೆಫರ್ಸ್ ಟು the diversity in the organisms which are living in the specific region. Biodiversity of a geographical region is represented by the diversity in the organisms living in the region. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಒಳಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ವೆರೈಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾವ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆನಿಕ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರೀಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ molecular forming, molecular genetics, molecular mapping, dry forming. Transgenic plants as well as transgenic animals, both of them are produced with particular intentions. Say for example, in the previous question here you have studied about golden rice. ಈ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ರೈಸನ್ನು ಎದರದ್ದು ಡೆಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಪ್ರಿವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ? ವಿಟಮಿನ್ ಎ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಬೀಟಾ ಕೆರೋಟಿನ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆನಿಕ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಬಯೋಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರೀಸ್ ಥರ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಮಿಕಲನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮೊಲೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಮೊಲೆಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಜೆನಿಕ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮೊಲೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೊಲೆಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್. Then coming to the next question, yes. Which of the following sets consists of endangered wildlife species in India? Endangered wildlife species: extinct, threatened, endangered, rare, vulnerable. These are the categories given by IUCN, International Code for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, and these categories are published in Red Data Book. ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಥ್ರೆಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅದರದ್ದು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋ ಅಂಥ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟೆಡ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯನಿಮಲ್ಸನ್ನು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸಪಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಎಂಡೇಂಜರ್ಡ್, ವಲ್ನರೇಬಲ್, ಥ್ರೆಟನ್ಡ್, ಈ ಥರದ ಕ್ಯಾಟಗರಿ ಒಳಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ನು Which of the following sets consists of endangered wildlife species of India? Egret, black boar and spotted deer, Himalayan musk deer, black buck, Indian lion and rhino, Himalayan musk deer, Indian lion, rhino and wild buffalo, Himalayan musk deer, great Indian bustard, wild ass, Kashmir stag. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪಿಸೀಸು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಂಡೆಂಜರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಒಳಗವ. ಸೊ ದ ರೈಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ, ಹಿಮಾಲಯನ್ ಮಸ್ಕ್ ಡೀರ್, ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಬಸ್ಟಾರ್ಡ್, ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್, ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಗ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಎಂಡೆಂಜರ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಪಿಸೀಸ್ because they have been reduced to a critical level and are in immediate danger of extinction. If at all the protection is not given, if at all they are not conserved, in future already the number of these species is reduced and they will become extinct in the future. And some common endangered wildlife species of India are snow leopard is also endangered. ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥದ್ದು ಹಿಮಾಲಯನ್ ಮಸ್ಕ್ ಡೀರ್, ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಬಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್, ವೈಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಗ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಹಿಮಾಲಯನ್ ಮಸ್ಕ್ ಡೀರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ Himalayan musk deer, the endangered species. The next one is great Indian bustard. This is a bird. This is great Indian bustard and endangered species. This is wild ass and this one is Kashmir stag. So these are the images of endangered species of India, wildlife endangered species of India. Then this one is very simple question. Agaros extracted from seaweeds find use in spectrophotometry, tissue culture, PCR, gel electrophoresis. What is the answer? In gel electrophoresis, to separate the DNA fragments with the help of electric field, the gel slab made up of agar is used, and this is made up of 0.7% gel. Show good resolution of large DNA and 2% gel will be show good resolution for small fragments. So this is used in the gel electrophoresis. This is the technique to separate DNA fragments. Then coming to the next question. Select the wrongly matched pair of antibiotic to its source. Terramycin, Streptomyces rhinosus, Erythromycin, Streptomyces griseus, Neomycin, Streptomyces fradei, then Gramicidin, Bacillus brevis. So which one is the answer? The wrongly matched pair with respect to source of bacterium and the antibiotic extracted is option B. So here is the explanation. Erythromycin is a bacteriostatic antibiotic drug which is obtained from the strain of Scapharopolyspora erythrea, which is formerly known as Streptomyces erythraeus. The old name of this one, Saccharopolyspora erythrea, it is previously known as the Streptomyces erythraeus, and it belongs to the group of macrolidae group of antibiotics. Other antibiotics included in the macrolide group are azithromycin, clarithromycin, spiramycin and others, and originally discovered in the year 1952. So The name of the antibiotic given in the group is correct, but its bacterial source is wrong. So this is the option for given question. Then, which organelle is surrounded by a double phospholipid bilayer with many large pores? Nuclear envelope, mitochondria, plasma membrane, Golgi apparatus. So here the plasma membrane is not the option. Golgi complex is not the option because Golgi complex is surrounded by single layer. It is single membrane bounded cell organelle. So only nuclear envelope and mitochondria. Both nucleus and mitochondria are surrounded by double membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. But mitochondria don't have the large pores. So the right answer for this question is option A. The large pores can be seen on nuclear envelope so that it can permit the movement of molecules in and out of the nucleus. Say for example, the larger molecules like proteins and RNA, they enter and exit the nucleus. RNA, which is synthesized in the nucleus, it comes out into the cytoplasm to carry out translation, that is protein synthesis, and this is possible because of the presence of larger nuclear pores. So one more thing let me clear. The property of the nuclear membrane or the envelope, here it is mentioned phospholipid bilayer, that is nothing but plasma membrane. The properties are same with respect to the plasma membrane. Then coming to the next question. Niche overlap indicates two different parasites on the host, sharing of one or more resources between two species, mutualism between two species, active cooperation between two species. Ecological niche, which means the sharing of one or more resources between the two species. So what it states? It indicates habitat of a particular species and interaction of that species with the resources present in the habitat. Niche overlap means two or more species sharing the resources present in a particular geographical area. ಒಂದು ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೇಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪಿಸೀಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋವಂಥ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸದ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನೈಚ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ನಿಚ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಎಕಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ನೈಚ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ನಿಚ್. ಈ ನಿಚ್ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಎರಡು ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸ್ಪಿಸೀಸು ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರೋವಂಥ ಒಂದೇ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸನ್ನು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದೇ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಫಿಕಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾನಾಗ ಸರ್ವೈವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೀಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದ ನೈಚ್ ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪ್. ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್, coconut milk, that is coconut water of the tender coconut, is widely used in tissue culture because it contains what it contains. The coconut milk or the coconut water of the tender coconut or simple dried coconut, it is rich in cytokinin. It promotes the cell division, which is the hormone supporting the cell division. And the answer is option C. The coconut milk, this represents the liquid endosperm, that is non-cellular endosperm. It is used in tissue culture because it is extremely rich in kinetin, that is nothing but a type of cytokinin, and cytokinin promotes the cell division so that from the explant to get the callus, explant in the callus ಅನ್ನು obtain ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕೊಕೊನಟ್ ಮಿಲ್ಕನ್ನು ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ any part of the plant which is used in the tissue culture to get the whole plant body. ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಯಾಲಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಅನ್ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಂದ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಒಳಗಿನ ಸೆಲ್ಸು ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅವು ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ಲಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸೆಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸೈಟೋಕೈನಿನನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. The Okazaki fragments in DNA chain growth. Okazaki fragments DNA chain growth ಒಳಗೆ ಏನನ್ನು ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ? Polymerize in 3 to 5 prime direction and forms replication fork. Prove semi-conservative nature of DNA replication. Polymerize in 5 prime to 3 prime direction and explain 3 prime to 5 prime DNA replication result in transcription. So where do you get the Okazaki fragments? What is the direction of replication? The direction of replication is always in the 5 prime to 3 prime direction. ಅಂದರೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ಲೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರ್ತದೆ? 3 prime to 5 prime direction ಒಳಗಿರ್ತದೆ. Okazaki fragments are synthesized on the 3 prime to 5 prime template joined to form lagging strand which grows in 3 prime to 5 prime direction. So the right answer for this one is option C. Then moving to the next question. Leg hemoglobin helps in nitrogen fixation, protecting nitrogenase from oxygen, destroys bacteria, transport of food in plants. So what is the function? Leg hemoglobin, it is protecting nitrogenase from oxygen. Where it is found? In the root nodules of leguminous plants. Always we can see the rhizobium, which is showing symbiotic association and it is fixing the nitrogen. The root nodules are small irregular outgrowths of the root which are pinkish in color due to the presence of the pigment called leg hemoglobin. This you need to remember. Why the root nodules of leguminous plants, they appear pinkish in color due to the presence of leg hemoglobin. It is related to the blood pigment hemoglobin. The cells of the root nodules are tetraploid, contain the 4 sets of chromosomes and contain polyhedral bacteria called bacteroids. The leg hemoglobin is an oxygen scavenger and protects the nitrogen fixing enzyme nitrogenase against or from the oxygen. Oxygen scavenger ಯಾವುದು? ಲೆಗ್ ಹಿಮೋಗ್ಲೋಬಿನ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜಿನೇಸಿಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ನಾಗ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜಿನೇಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇನ್ ದ nitrogen fixing bacterial nodules produced in the roots of leguminous plants. So this is the explanation for 134th question. Important objective of biotechnology in agriculture section is that to produce pest resistant varieties of plants, to increase the nitrogen content, to decrease the seed number, to increase the plant weight. Important objective of biotechnology in agriculture section is to increase the yield. Pest resistant varietyಗಳನ್ನು, disease resistant varietyಗಳನ್ನು and ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವೆರೈಟಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲ್ಟಿವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಾಕು. ನಾಟ್ ನೆಸಸರಿ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್, ಪೆಸ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟಿಸೈಡ್. ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ The important objective of biotechnology in agriculture section is to produce pest resistant varieties of plants. So the answer is option A. The next question. The combination of true coelom and repeating body segmentation allows the annelids to do which of the following anatomically simpler worms cannot? ಏನು ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್? ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಸೀಲೋಮ್, ಎನೆಲಿಡ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಿರೋವಂಥ ಟ್ರೂ ಬಾಡಿ ಸೀಲೋಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಪೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಥ ಯಾವ ಫಂಕ್ಷನನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನಾಟೋಮಿಕಲಿ ಇವು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾವ, ವಿಚ್ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲರ್ ವರ್ಮ್ಸ್. ಬೇರೆ ವರ್ಮ್ಸಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲಾರ್ದಂಥ ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸನ ಬಾಡಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಟ್ರೂ ಸೀಲೋಮು ಮತ್ತು ರಿಪೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಸೆಗ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನೆಲಿಡ್ಸು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ. ಮೂವ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಲೂಸ್ ಮರೈನ್ ಸೆಡಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, attain complex body shape and thus locomote more precisely, feed as external parasites on other animals and be hermaphroditic. The body segmentation and coelom, it is mainly helping to attain the complex body shape and to locomote more precisely. The right answer is option B. Then moving to the next question. Which of the bacteria is used in gobar gas plant, that is in the production of biogas? ಬಯೋಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಗೋಬರ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? ನಾಟ್ ನೆಸಸರಿ ಟು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಇವನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಮೆಥೆನೋಜನ್ಸ್, ನೈಟ್ರಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ, ಅಮೋನಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ, ಡಿನೈಟ್ರಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೆಥೆನೋಜನ್ಸ್. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ cattle dung, they are present in the rumen of cattle, so that the cattle dung also contains the methanogens. Under anaerobic condition, these methanogens, they convert the organic product, they decompose the organic molecules and result in the production of gobar gas or biogas, and the right option is the methanogens. It produces methane gas, that is why they are called methanogens. The methane gas under anaerobic condition, which is utilized in gobar gas plant. Methanobacillus, which is an example for methanogen. Even they are occurring in the marshy areas, waterlogging areas. Then coming to the next question. Excretory organs of cockroach are flame cells, nephridia, green glands, Malpighian tubules. So here it is the digestive system of cockroach, and these tube-like structures are nothing but Malpighian tubules, and Malpighian tubules are excretory organs of cockroaches. Excretion in cockroach is done by Malpighian tubules present at the junction of midgut and hindgut. This one is the midgut and this is hindgut. Where midgut and hindgut are joining with each other, at that junction the Malpighian tubules are present. They are covered with the important thing, ciliated and glandular cells, which absorb the nitrogenous waste products and convert them into uric acid. The excretory product of cockroaches, uric acid, it is produced from Malpighian tubules. They are located at the junction of the midgut and hindgut, and these are the structures, Malpighian tubules, related to the excretion in case of cockroach. Then coming to the next question. What is common among silverfish, scorpion, crab and honeybee. Compound eyes, poison gland, jointed legs, metamorphosis. ಏನು ಕೊಟ್ಟದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಭಾಳ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನದ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಫಿಶ್. ಪಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಓ ಫಿಶಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನು. ಅದ್ರ ಜೋಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನದ, ಸ್ಕಾರ್ಪಿಯಾನ್, ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್, ಹನಿಬಿ. ಸ್ಕಾರ್ಪಿಯಾನ್, ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಬ್, ಹನಿಬಿ, all the three are members of arthropods. All of them are insects. Let me clear. The silver fish here, it is with respect to this particular insect. ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಬಾಡಿ ಕಲರು ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅದ. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಫಿಶ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಫಿಶ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ಗಳೇ. ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಕಾಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಐಸ್ ಅವನ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲದ್ರಾಗೂ ಪಾಯ್ಸನಸ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅದನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್? ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಜಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಲೆಗ್ಸ್. ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಆರ್ಥ್ರೋಪೋಡಾ, ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫುಟೆಡ್ animals. The meaning of arthropoda is joint footed animals. So the answer for this one is the jointed legs. Remember, ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಫಿಶ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರದು ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟು, ಅದರ ಬಾಡಿ ಕಲರು ಸಿಲ್ವರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಒಳಗದ. ಟೆಂಡೋನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಿಗಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ areolar connective tissue, adipose tissue, dense regular connective tissue, loose connective tissue. So both tendon and ligaments are examples for dense regular connective tissues. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ? Tendons bind muscles to the bone. The skeletal muscles are attached to the bone with the help of tendon, and ligaments binds bone to the bone. So one bone is connected to another, and here this connection from bone to bone, between bone to bone, it is produced from ligaments, and both of them are the dense regular connective tissues. Then moving to the next question. The type of epithelial cells which line inner surface of the fallopian tubes, bronchioles, small bronchi are known as. Simple thing, already ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಫ್ಯಾಲೋಪಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಾರಿ ಫಿಂಬ್ರಿಯೆ, ದ ಫಿಂಗರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಫಂಡಿಬಲಮ್, ಯಾವಾಗದು ಎಗ್ಗನ್ನು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತದ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಎಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಪುಷ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಅದು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಪುಷ್ ಹಾಕೋತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಕಿಯೋಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಕೈ ದ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ದ ಏರ್, ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಏರನ್ನು ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡೂ ಕಡೆಗೂ ಈ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಮೋಷನ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರು ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರಬೇಕು, ಆಸಿಲೇಷನನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್? ದ ಫ್ಯಾಲೋಪಿಯನ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇನ್ನರ್ ಲೈನಿಂಗ್ and the bronchioles, small bronchi, all of them are lined by ciliated epithelium. It is a type of epithelial tissue where the cells are column-like, having the nucleus. The cells are located on the basement membrane. The very important and distinguishing character is that the free surfaces are having the hair-like structures called cilia. So this is the image of ciliated epithelium. Wherever the filtration and the movement of molecule, movement of the structure ಎಲ್ಲಿರ್ತದ, pushing forward process ನಡೀತಿರ್ತದ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗೂ ciliated epithelium is present, and this is the image of ciliated epithelium. And all the types of epithelial tissue ಒಳಗೆ the cells are always located on basement membrane. So the right answer for this question is option C. Then coming to the next one. Mark the unmatched one. Neutrophils phagocytosis, basophils secrete histamine, acidophils secrete heparin, lymphocytes secrete antibodies. So here the one wrong match given is about the acidophils secrete heparin. This is the wrong match. All of these are the different types of WBCs. Some are related to phagocytic function, some are releasing histamine, and some secrete antibodies, some are providing defense. So the wrong pair given is the option C. Then coming to the next one. So here it is match the following. Cleavage, morula, polyspermy, implantation. Cleavage, it is characterized by mitotic divisions, because the unicellular zygote is transformed into multicellular embryo and a multicellular structure ಆಗಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದು ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಮೈಟೋಟಿಕ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ದೆನ್ morula, the right match is little mulberry. The term polyspermy, prevention of the entry of many sperms, fertilization, implantation, endometrium. So which one is the answer? For cleavage it is second one, for morula it is fourth one, polyspermy first one, and for implantation it is third one. So option B is the right answer for given match the following. The next question. If for some reason the vasa efferentia in the human reproductive system get blocked, the gametes will not be transported from testis to epididymis, epididymis to vasa deferens, ovary to uterus, vagina to uterus. Where do you found this vasa efferentia? It is male accessory reproductive duct. The male reproductive system consists of testis, which represents the male gonad, accessory ducts and accessory glands. The accessory ducts are reed testis. Reed testis is connected to vasa efferentia and vasa efferentia is connected to epididymis. Let us go for the question. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ question? Here vasa efferentia in the human reproductive system is blocked. ಅಂದರೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್ಸಿಂದ ಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ಸು ರೀಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸಿಗೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾವ, ರೀಟೆಸ್ಟಿಸ್ಸಿಂದ ವಾಸ ಎಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯಾಕ್ಕೂ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾವ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಸ ಎಫ್ರೆನ್ಷಿಯಾ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ. there will be no transport of the sperms to epididymis because vasa efferentia is blocked. So the answer is option A. Then coming to the next question. Where is one least likely to find complete semen? All components are present. Where is the one least likely to find complete semen? All the junctions of bulbourethral duct and the urethra, in the epididymis, at the male urethral orifice, in the vagina of woman who is trying to become pregnant. Which is one least likely to find incomplete semen? All components are present. Question ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಕತ್ತದ? Where is one least likely to find complete semen? If all the components are present. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ಸು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅವ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸೆಮೆನ್ನನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್? ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ epididymis. because maturation of the sperms is occurring in the epididymis. The semen consists of sperm and the secretion of all the accessory male reproductive system glands. In the epididymis, the glandular structures have not yet contributed their secretion to the semen. ಸೆಮೆನ್ನಿಗೆ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರದ್ದು ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟು ಅಥವಾ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಗಳು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಪಿಡಿಡಮಿಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ಸಿಕ್ರೀಷನ್ ಟು ದ ಸೆಮೆನ್. ದೆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. Plants of salty seashore wetlands are heliophytes, hydrophytes, halophytes, saprophytes. Halic means high salt content, where the salt accumulation is more. They are called halophytes. So the answer for this question is option C. The plants which are growing in salty seashore, they are called halophytes. Then coming to the next question. Umbilical cord has, the given options are 2 arteries carrying blood to placenta and 1 vein returning blood to the fetus. 2 arteries carrying blood to the placenta and 1 vein returning blood to the fetus. 1 artery carrying blood to the placenta and 2 veins, 2 arteries bringing blood to fetus and 1 vein carrying blood to placenta. 1 artery bringing blood to fetus and 2 veins carrying blood to placenta. So which is the answer? Let us go for first the study of umbilical cord. So here is the image where you can see the details of umbilical cord in the image. This is the growing fetus. This is amniotic fluid, amniotic sac. This is growing embryo, and here it is the umbilical cord. So totally it is having 3 blood vessels. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ವೇನ್ ಎಷ್ಟವ, ಆರ್ಟರಿ ಎಷ್ಟವ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ. ಇದು ರೆಡ್ ಕಲರ್ ಏನು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಮದರ್ ಟು ದ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್ ಏನು ತೋರಿಸಿದಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಆಕ್ಸಿಜನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಮದರ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ವೆಸಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಬೆಲಿಕಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೂ 2 ಹೆಸರು. This is also called navel string because connected to growing fetus. It is also called birth cord. It is a channel between developing fetus and placenta. Placenta ku mattu developing fetus igu nadabarakidu intermediate channel gate ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತದ. ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೀನ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಫೀಟಸ್ ಬೆಳೀತಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ the umbilical cord is part of the fetus physiologically and genetically. In humans, it consists of 2 arteries and 1 vein. How many arteries and how many veins are present? 2 umbilical arteries. Here you can see they are red in color. ಈ ಇಮೇಜ್ ಒಳಗೆ 2 ರೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಕಲರ್ದು, ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲೂ ಕಲರ್ದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 1 ಈಸ್ ವೇನ್. ಸೊ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಈಸ್ 2 arteries carrying blood to the placenta and 1 vein are present. Before marking the option, let us go for the details once again. It contains 2 arteries and 1 vein. ಆ ಆರ್ಟರೀಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾವ, ಬೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೇನ್ ರಿಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಟು ದ ಪ್ಲಸೆಂಟಾ. ಸೊ umbilical cord also comprises, it is buried inside Wharton's jelly. ಹಿಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, The Wharton's jelly, which is gelatinous substance, it is made up of widely spread elongated fibroblasts separated by three-dimensional meshwork of collagen fiber in a matrix mucopolysaccharide which is rich in hyaluronic acid that protects the blood vessels from inside, and these three vessels are one vein and two arteries. What they are doing? The two arteries are bringing the blood to fetus, and he is the answer. Then coming to the next question. The diagram below shows a mammalian nephron and indicate how it functions in three parts: X, Y and Z. In the X, adrenal gland have been removed. In the Y, adrenal gland have been left intact, that is controlled. In the Z, adrenal glands have been removed and extract of adrenal hormone produced, which was then injected back into the same animal. Which one of the following account for the higher rate of reabsorption of sodium and zinc? ಏನದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ? ಮೆಮೇಲಿಯನ್ ನೆಫ್ರಾನದ್ದು ಮೂರು ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಎಕ್ಸ್, ವೈ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಝೆಡ್. ಬೋಮನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್. ಈಗ ಬೋಮನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಸೂಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಟಿಬ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬಿಂಗ್ 784, Y is absorbing 886 and Z is absorbing 918, and all these are the collecting ducts. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ, ವೈಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಯದ, ಝಡ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಯದ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರವ್ರು, ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟದ. ಎಕ್ಸ್, ಇನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಎಡ್ರಿನಲ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್. ಎಡ್ರಿನಲ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ದು ಯಾವುದೂ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ವೈಕ adrenal glands have been left intact, connected. Adrenal glands have been removed, an extract of adrenal hormone. Adrenal gland ಅನ್ನು ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ, ಬಟ್ ಅದರದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್, ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟನ್ನು ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಆಗ್ತದಿಲ್ಲೇ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೀಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೋಡಿಯಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಜಿಂಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಅಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಝಡ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? The hormone present was purpure in the extract. The extract may have contaminated the impurities. The amount of hormone injected was greater than the amount of hormone in the Y. The sodium content of the body fluid was low in the experimental animals. So what is the option? The amount of hormone injected was greater than the amount of hormone in Y. So ಯಾವುದಾಯಿತು? It is option C. ಯಾಕೆ? Distinct part of adrenal glands, the cortex and medulla, both of them are producing different hormones. The cortical region produces the corticoids, that is corticosterone or mineralocorticoids, which is essential for the normal metabolism and the controlling ionic distribution of sodium and potassium. A higher amount of hormone injected in Z accounts for higher rate of reabsorption in Z portion. Just compare ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅವ. Y ರೀಜನ್ ಒಳಗೆ 886 ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಏನಾಗ್ಯದ, ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ. 918 ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ? ಝಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಸೊ ಝಡ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸೋಡಿಯಂ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಬ್ಸಾರ್ಬ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ it is supplied with more amount of hormone of the adrenal gland. That is why the sodium absorption is more. So the right answer for this one is option C. Then coming to the logistic population growth is expressed by the equation dn by dt is equal to Rn k minus n divided by k. So where k is the carrying capacity, and the answer for this question is option B. This is the formula used to calculate the logistic growth model. Carrying capacity decides the population increase of any geographical area, which is represented by K. Then coming to next question. Which one of the following pairs of food components in humans reaches the stomach totally undigested? Starch and cellulose, protein and starch, starch and fat, fat and cellulose. The answer is fat and cellulose, because lingual lipase is present in the saliva, but in the mouth the food remains for very short time and the breakdown of the fat is not possible, and cellulose breaking enzymes are not present in the saliva, so that these two components they reach the stomach without any modification. And coming to the next question. Which one of the following is a correct matching pair? Lub, sharp closure of AV valves at the beginning of ventricular systole. Dup, sudden opening of semilunar valve at the beginning of ventricular diastole. Pulsation of the radial artery valves in the blood vessels. Purkinje fibers initiation of the heartbeat. So which of the following is correct matching pair? The lub, a sharp closure of AV valve at the beginning of ventricular systole. One thing you remember, the heart sound is produced only due to the closing of AV valves and semilunar valves. ಯಾವಾಗ ಆರಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ, ಸೆಮಿಲೂನಾರ್ ವಾಲ್ವ್ಸು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗ್ತವೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಸೌಂಡ್. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಲಬ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಪ್, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸೌಂಡ್, ಲಬ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಪ್. ಲಬ್ ಅಂತ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ AV ವಾಲ್ವ್ಸು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಕಸ್ಪಿಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬೈಕಸ್ಪಿಡ್ ವಾಲ್ವ್. ಅವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ ಅಂದರೆ ವೆಂಟ್ರಿಕಲ್ಸು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆದಾಗ. Ventricular contraction leads to the opening of semilunar valves and the closing of AV valves. Contraction of auricles leads to the opening of AV valves and closing of semilunar valves. So ಎರಡೂ ವಾಲ್ಗಳು, ವೆದರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ AV valves ಆರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ದ ಸೆಮಿಲೂನಾರ್ ವಾಲ್ವ್ಸ್, ಈ ವಾಲ್ವ್ಗಳು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆದರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ. Proximal and distal convoluted tubules are parts of, very easy question, nothing at all, nothing is there in that. Seminiferous tubule, nephron, oviduct, vas deferens. 153. The answer is option B. The nephron consists of the tubules, that is proximal convoluted tubule, PCT, Henle's loop having descending and ascending limb with differential permeability, and distal convoluted tubule are connected to collecting ducts. The next question. Which one of the following components of ECG in human is correctly interpreted below? Complex QRS is one complete pulse. Peak T, initiation of the total cardiac contraction, peak P and peak R together, systolic and diastolic blood pressures. Peak P, initiation of left atrial contraction only, and The answer for this is option C. Peak P and the R together systolic and diastolic blood pressures. Diastolic phase in ventricle, and it causes systole in ventricle means diastolic and systolic phases are represented by P and R. So here you can see it is depolarization of auricles, it is depolarization of ventricles, and T wave represents the repolarization of ventricles. So this is the answer. Peak P and peak R together represents systolic and diastolic blood pressures. Which tube in accompanying diagram of the heart correctly represents the result of a successful coronary bypass operation? Coronary bypass operation, and the answer is aorta, partial blockage of coronary artery, partial blockage of coronary artery. So here it is represented by option T. The C here it is representing the portion which is tube accompanying in the diagram of heart correctly represent result of coronary bypass operation. It is C. Then next question. Deposition of uric acid crystal within the synovial joint causes osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, gout, paralysis, and the answer is gout. It is due to accumulation of uric acid, hyperuric acid, hyperuricemia it is also known as. It is followed by the precipitation of excessive uric acid which gets deposited in the joint spaces, and these deposited crystals of uric acid cause the pain in different bony joints, which is characterized by sudden severe attacks of the pain. It results in swelling of that region, redness and tenderness in the joints, often the joints at the base of big toe. ಈ ಹೆಬ್ಬೆರಳಿನ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಅಕ್ಯುಮಿಲೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಯೂರಿಕ್ ಆ್ಯಸಿಡ್. Homologous organs are wings of insects and bat, gills of fish and lungs of rabbit, pectoral fins of fish and forelimbs of horse, wings of grasshopper and the crow. What is the answer? Pectoral fins of fish and forelimbs of heart. They are the examples of homologous organs. Rest of them are showing analogous organs. Richard Owen introduced the term homologous, and here the pectoral fin and forelimbs of horse are similar in functions. Similar in structure, but they perform different functions. Then, in Down's syndrome of a male child, the sex complement is Down's syndrome of a male child. The sex complement is 45XY. 45 because it is autosomal linked trisomy. Number of autosomes will be 45, and the male individual with X and Y. So the answer is option B. Then next question. Which of the following combination is generally recommended for composite fish farming in India? The answer for the question is Catla, Labio and Sirinus. They are generally recommended for the composite fish farming in India, and the answer is option A. Then moving to the next one. Lack of independent assortment of two genes A and B in fruit fly and Drosophila is due to fruit fly lack of independent assortment. If there is no independent assortment of the genes, that means genes are linked with each other. Due to linkage, instead of inheriting separately or instead of forming the recombination, usually genes are inherited together in original pair, and this is the reason due to the linkage there will be lack of independent assortment. Jurassic period of Mesozoic era was characterized by Jurassic period. First nenapagodu dinosaurs, and another very important thing with respect to Jurassic period is the gymnosperms were dominated the earth, and appearance of first bird. The climate was not hot and damp. The first primitive bird is Archaeopteryx. It has got the mixed character of reptile and bird connecting link, and in the first angiosperm appeared as a dicotyledon, but the gymnosperms were dominated the earth, and this is the character of Jurassic period of Mesozoic era. Then the Creido-Chart syndrome is caused by change in chromosome structure involving. What is this Creido-Chart syndrome? It is also autosomal linked disorder, but here the chromosomal component is deleted. ಈಗ ಡೌನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 2n+1 ಅಂತ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲೇ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೋನೋಸೋಮಿ. ದ ಕ್ರೈಡೋ-ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಫಾರ್ autosomal trisomy 2n+1, but this is example for the partial monosomy. That means fifth chromosome in the human body complete ಆಗಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಕ್ರೋಮೋಸೋಮದು ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಲಿನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕ್ರೊಮ್ಯಾಟಿಡ್ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೇಬಿ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ರೈಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಸೀಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್. ಮನುಷ್ಯರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನ್ಯೂಬಾರ್ನ್ ಬೇಬಿ ಅಳೋ ಧ್ವನಿ ಈ ಬೆಕ್ಕು ಒದ್ರದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತದ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಮಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಹೈ ಪಿಚ್ಡ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಜೋರು ಬೆಕ್ಕಿನ ಧ್ವನಿ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೈ ಪಿಚ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಆ ಥರ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಐಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್. ಎರಡೂ ಕಣ್ಣುಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯಕ್ಕಿಂದು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸೆಫಾಲಿ, ದ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಕಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್, ತಲೆ ಸಾಣದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆಲ್ ದ ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ಡೌನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಂಡ್ರೋಮ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಡಿಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ a large part on the fifth chromosome. So the answer is option A. Then coming to next one. In history of biology, Human Genome Project led to the development of biotechnology, bioinformatics, biomonitoring, biosystematics. The simple answer, it is bioinformatics, because every single nucleotide of the DNA is analyzed with respect to its mapping and analysis. Therefore, It is including bioinformatics. Then coming to next question. Look at the diagram given below. Parts labeled as A, B, C and D, E respectively indicate. What is this? This is the diagram of hip bone. The same here I have shown. The pelvic girdle, to which all the different bones of the legs are attached, and here it is the sacrum. This part here in the image, D ಏನು indicate ಮಾಡ್ತದ? What is the D here? The D indicates hilum and the E indicates this one, this portion. E indicates sacrum. What is A? Here it is A up to this one. So A indicates the pubis, this portion, pubis, and the B indicates the structure B. The bone indicated is femur, and femur is connected to this bone, it is tibia. So what are the structures? A is pubis, B is femur, C is tibia, D is ilium, and D is sacrum. So the right option for this one is option D. Option D is the right answer for this question. The hip bone is made up of the bones ilium, ischium and pubis. These are the three bones, hip bones, and the sacrum is the bone that is joined with the hip bone to form the pelvis region. The pubis or pubic bone at the bottom and front of the pelvis in the pubic area. The head of the femur bone, whose head fits into the cavity of pelvic girdle. So here you can see the pelvic girdle. The pelvic girdle, the cavity of femur, it is fitted in the pelvic girdle. It is the thigh bone, and which is the longest bone in the body. The bone forming the inner lower leg is called tibia, and the bone forming outer lower leg is called fibula. Both you can see, this one is tibia, and tibia forms the inner lower leg, whereas outer lower leg is produced from fibula. And these are the bones of foot: tarsal, metatarsal and phalanges. So the answer for this one is option D. The next question. Oxygen dissolving curve of hemoglobin is sigmoid, hyperbolic, linear, hypobolic, and the answer is sigmoid, because oxygen is having the relation with both carbon dioxide and oxygen. Hemoglobin is always shows the binding capacity with the carbon dioxide as well as oxygen. Therefore the curve obtained dissociation, oxygen dissociation curve of the hemoglobin will be always sigmoid. Hemoglobin molecule, one molecule of hemoglobin can bind up to 4 oxygen molecules in a reverse way. This is the sigmoid curve for oxygen dissociation. Which of the following is made up of single bone in mammal? Which of the following is made up of single bone in mammal? The answer is hyoid bone. This is horseshoe shaped bone present in the neck between lower and sound box. It is not articulated to any bone but simply suspended from temporal bone by means of ligaments. Hyoid provides surface for the attachment of tongue muscles. So single bone ಇದು ಲ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸಿಗೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಬಿಲೋ ದ ಲ್ಯಾರಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇದು ಟಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸರ್ಫೇಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ದ ಟಂಗ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಡ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಹಯೋಯ್ಡ್ ಬೋನ್. ದೆನ್ intercostal muscles are found attached with diaphragm, ribs, pleura and lungs. The intercostal muscles are attached between the bones of rib cage, whereas a diaphragm consists of phrenic muscles. So this is the bone of rib cage. This is the external intercostal muscle and this is innermost intercostal muscle. Here you can see all these are the intercostal muscles which are attached to the bones of rib cage. Their movement is very important during the breathing phenomenon, that is inhalation and exhalation. Then Eustachian tube connects external ear with the middle ear, external ear with an internal ear, middle ear with pharynx, internal pharynx. The answer for this question is option C. It is the muscle present, this is the tube present in the ear and this connects the ear with pharynx. This is Eustachian tube and it is opening in the pharynx. It is connecting the middle ear with the pharynx. Then next question, match the following. ANF, anti-natriuretic factor, MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone, then GIP, then CT. What is the right match the following for this one? ANF, anti-natriuretic factor, decreases the blood pressure. MSH, it is related to pigmentation. Then GIP, gastric inhibitory factor, it is inhibiting the gastric secretion. CT, it regulates the blood calcium level. So the option for A it is the second one, for B it is third one, for C it is fourth one, and for D it is first one. So the right option is option D. Calcitonin regulates blood calcium level. CT, that is calcitonin. ANF, anti-natriuretic factor. MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone. GIP, gastric inhibitory factor. CT, calcitonin. Then coming to next question. Which one of the following is not a second messenger in hormone action? Hormone action ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವುದು second messenger ಅಲ್ಲ? Calcium, AMP, GMP, all these are acting as secondary messengers. The one which is not acting as the secondary messenger in the hormone action is sodium. The option B is sodium. CGMP, cyclic guanosine monophosphate. CAMP, cyclic adenosine monophosphate. Even the calcium acts as the secondary messenger. All of these are involved in the muscle relaxation. Even in heart cells, the cyclic AMP acts as a secondary muscles which is made in response to the adrenaline, and it stimulates calcium ions to come out of the sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is the endoplasmic reticulum of the muscle fiber, and it causes the muscle contraction. Except sodium, remaining all of them are functioning as second messenger in the hormone action. Genetically engineered bacteria used for clearing oil spills is, ಈ ಆಯಿಲ್ ಕ್ರೂಡ್ ಆಯಿಲನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸಿ ವಾಟರ್, ಹೌ ಟು ರಿಮೂವ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್? ಅದು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಅಕ್ವಾಟಿಕ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ಗಳು ಡೆತ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಅದ. ಆಯಿಲ್ ಸ್ಪಿಲ್ಸ್, ಆಯಿಲ್ ಈಟಿಂಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್? ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸುಡೋಮೋನಾಸ್ ಪಿಟ್ಯೂಡಾ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ bacterium, genetically engineered bacterium, and this is the image of Pseudomonas pituda. Anand Chakraborty, this person worked for the development of genetically engineered bacteria for clearing the oil spills. Then, what is true about T lymphocytes in mammals? These are produced in thyroid. There are three main types: cytotoxic T cells, helper T cells, and suspensor T cells. These originate in lymphoid tissue. They scavenge damaged cells and cellular debris. So which one is the right for the T lymphocytes? The answer is the T lymphocytes. They originate in lymphoid tissue. So the option C is the right answer for T cell, T memory cells. Okay. Then the use of cannabis products, bhang, ganja, charas, marijuana and hashish causes depression of brain activity and feeling of calmness, alters the thoughts, perceptions and feelings, suppress the brain function and relieves the pain, stimulate the nervous system and increase the alertness and the activity. What is the use of cannabis products? ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? They alter the thoughts and perceptions and feelings, because all these are the tranquilizers which bring about depression of brain activity. They stimulate the nervous system, increase alertness and activity. Hallucinogens, cannabis products alter the thought, perceptions and feeling. ಇವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರದ ಡ್ರಗ್ಸು, ಟ್ರಾಂಕ್ವಿಲೈಸರ್ಸು, ಹ್ಯಾಲುಸಿನೋಜನ್ಸ್. ಬಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಲುಸಿನೋಜನ್ಸನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಅವು ಥಾಟು ಮತ್ತು ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸನ್ನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪರ್ಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದನ್ನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವೆ. ದೆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ anaerobic digestion of organic waste such as in producing biogas, which one of the following is left undegraded? Lipids, lignin, hemicellulose, cellulose. Anaerobic digestion of organic wastes ಯಾವುದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಲಾರದೆ ಉಳಿತದ? The answer is lignin. The lignin is not subjected to breakdown. remaining are broken down. Then carcinoma refers to benign tumor of the connective tissue, malignant tumor of connective tissue, malignant tumor of the skin or mucous membrane, malignant tumor of the colon. Carcinoma, malignant tumor of skin and mucous membrane. It is called the carcinoma. Malignant tumor of the epithelial tissues that covers the body line and organ. The next question. Atropine is a drug that causes relaxation of the smooth muscles of digestive tract, a dry mouth sensation, a dilated pupil. Therefore, atropine is a dash drug and mimics the effects on the nervous system. What is the answer? Adrenergic, parasympathetic, adrenergic, parasympathetic, cholinergic, parasympathetic, cholinergic or sympathetic. What is the option? That causes relaxation of the smooth muscles, dry mouth, dilated pupil. Pupil, that is atropine. Atropine ಒಳಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಈ ಥರದ್ದು ಫೆನಾಮಿನನ್ ಯಾಕಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡ್ರಗ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಟು adrenergic and sympathetic. African sleeping sickness is due to Plasmodium vivax transmitted by tasty fly, Trypanosoma levisii transmitted by bed bug, Trypanosoma gambiase transmitted by Glossina palpalis, Entamoeba gingivalis spread by house fly. African sleeping sickness, it is by Trypanosoma gambiase transmitted by Glossina palpalis. So this is the infecting protozoan, Trypanosoma. It is a protozoa, and this is the vector involved in the transmission of this particular pathogen from infected person to healthy person. So here about the atropine, a drug that causes inhibition of peristaltic movement of the digestive tract, resulting in a dry mouth, dilation of the pupil, and it mimics the sympathetic effects on the sympathetic nervous system. Thus, its effects are similar to those caused by the release of norepinephrine or noradrenaline, which is the hormone released from adrenal medulla from sympathetic prostaglandinic fiber. ಅಡ್ರಿನಲ್ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂದ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಗೋವಂಥ ನಾರ್ ಎಪಿನೆಫ್ರಿನ್ದು ಏನು ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅವ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಯಾವುದು ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ಅಟ್ರೋಪಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಟ್ರೋಪಿನ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟು ದಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ ಸಿಕ್ರೇಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಾಮ್ adrenal medulla, that is norepinephrine. Hence it is endergenic and sympathetic. So here for this question answer is option C. Already it is marked. The next question. Which one of the following are rich in fructose, calcium and some enzymes? ಯಾವುದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಶಿಯಂ ಇರ್ತದ, ಫ್ರಕ್ಟೋಸ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ಸಮ್ ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ? ಮೇಲ್ ಅಸೆಸರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್, ಲಿವರ್, ಪ್ಯಾನ್ಕ್ರಿಯಾಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಲೈವರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಅಸೆಸರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಅಸೆಸರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸಿಂದ ಬರೋವಂಥ ಸೆಮೈನಲ್ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾನ್ಯಾಗ ಫ್ರುಕ್ಟೋಸು ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಶಿಯಮು ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ಸು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಸೊ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಅಸೆಸರಿ ಗ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್. The number of floating ribs in the human body: 6 pairs, 3 pairs, 5 pairs and 2 pairs. The answer is 2 pairs. Only 2 pairs of floating ribs are present, that to be 11th and 12th. Why they are called floating ribs? They remain free anteriorly, hence they are called floating ribs. So this is the human rib cage. ಈ ರಿಬ್ ಕೇಜ್ ಒಳಗಡೆಗೆ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೊಕೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ಇವು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಂಡ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಓಪನ್ ಎಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅವ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ 11th ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ 12th. ಬೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್ ಆರ್ ರೀಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ the floating ribs. There are each pair of rib is attached to building blocks of the spine in the back, but ಇವು ಮಾತ್ರ ಎರಡು ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವಕ್ಕೆ ಫ್ಲೋಟಿಂಗ್ ರಿಬ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರಿಬ್ ಕೇಜ್. ದೆನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? Cro-Magnon man's fossil has been found in Ethiopia. Homo erectus is the ancestor of man. Neanderthal man is the direct ancestor of Homo sapiens. Neanderthal man, Australopithecus is the real ancestor of modern man. The answer is option B, Homo erectus. Cro-Magnon fossils have been found in Europe. Neanderthal man is transitional stage. Australopithecus appeared in early Pleistocene. So the answer for the question is option B. So this is the answer for the given question. So these are the questions that I wanted to discuss with you with respect to second model question paper of the NEET. Hope it is clear for you.